flip it around from what you asked. So the feminism as an ideology, the campaign that my AEI colleague Christina Summers called the War Against Boys. I mean, all of that's real. It's hard for me to see that men are the only losers in this. I think actually women may be a greater group of casualties than the men, because first generation simplicator feminism, the kind of the feminism for dummies version that kind of spread everywhere, left women unprotected. And if a man is unprotected and a woman's unprotected, I can tell you who's going to end up getting the better deal of the two. And I think we're, as a society, dealing with unintended consequences all the time. But the unintended consequences of this notion, I think, have been far more devastating for women than they have for men. But men haven't come out of the bargain unscathed either. And what we've seen over the post-war era, as I mentioned in that study of mine from 2016, the Men Without Work study, is a gradual flight from work by men of the age group that was traditionally always understood to be the providers for society. And so we've had this peculiar emergence of a not tiny contingent of men, able-bodied or working-age men, as dependents instead of providers. And there's something that seems hugely unnatural about that. Back in the Depression era, if men didn't have work, they were unemployed. They were out of a job and looking for work. Now, in this prime working age group of men, the 25 to 54s, for every guy who's formally unemployed, there are 3 guys who are neither working nor looking for work. And this is something that only an immensely affluent modern society could afford to maintain as a problem. It's a problem financed by our extraordinary affluence, but it's incontestably a problem because from the material side, it slows economic growth, it increases wealth gaps and income gaps, but it also has very disturbing implications for family, for civil society, and maybe even for politics. The strange thing, Doug, was that this problem seemed to be invisible when I was writing about it. I mean, I'm an intruder. I'm not a labor economist. There's some great labor economists who do great work. But there was this tiny little problem there that they seemed to be kind of ignoring. There were 7 million prime-age guys who were neither working nor looking for work, and their ranks were increasing in almost a straight line from the 60s up until recently, and may still be increasing over the years ahead.